Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, and what I want to do is show you guys where all 25 of the calcified fragments are. One thing to note, if you look at any zone, they're only going to be located in zones that have landing zones attached to them. So say Lost Oasis, the Rupture, or Giant Scar. You're never going to find anybody really buried deep in locations like the Wraith Mines, or Terra Base Sharon, or Excavation Site 2. They're all in basic patrol zones, and they're not even going to be in lost sectors. Now, they may be in a cave that's like, you know, slightly hidden, but really not that hard to get to, and some are in some weird jumping spots, but overall, they're not really going to be too difficult to get to. They just may be, you know, they may have an odd direction to get to them. So if you want to go search them on your own, you can totally stop the video here, but if you want me to show you guys, we're going to go through planet by planet, and you can use the time zones, or you can use the time zones, you can use the time stamps below, or you can use the fragments of the timeline to jump ahead to certain sections if you need them. So here we go. So starting in the Rupture, from the initial landing zone, we're going to go to the first one, which should be up in the top of the Pyramidion up there. Easiest way to get there is kind of come around this section right here, and we're going to start heading up the ramp. So if you follow it along, we'll go into the Pyramidion. We're going to kind of work our way up inside this little area, up this little, not really a jumping puzzle, but just kind of a floating staircase, basically. Hope you guys are enjoying the new patch so far. We've got the cool stuff like the little pyramid ships that are actually flying around everywhere, which seems kind of crazy. Also, if you check out Ashtermere, he's got a whole lot of packages and stuff around him. Looks like he's packing up ready for a move. So, kind of cool that they're doing some nice little world building. Very curious how the season ends and how they pack up all these planets. Will be kind of interesting. So the first one, once you get all the way up here to the top, will be tucked right up here. So if you come over here, should be down here on the ground. And again, remember, it's the little blue crystal that should be on screen pretty close to where I'm shooting. May not be the perfect place. Again, I've picked these up already, but I still want to take you to all of the locations so you can find them. So this is number 1. All right, so number 2 and number 3 for the Rupture are going to come from the same location. So if you start at the landing zone again, easiest way just to kind of warp back over there so you can get a nice fresh drive. Jump on your Sparrow, and we're going all the way to the opposite side. We're actually going pretty close to that Lost Sector Affix conduit. So drive your Sparrow all the way across, however you want to get there. You know, you can choose the direct path. This might be a little treacherous, but we're going over it. And you're headed all the way to this back corner. Now, the first one, if you pull up your ghost, it should tell you that you're actually not too far from it, but it's going to look like it's actually through that wall. There's actually a cave hidden over there. Couldn't tell you if I've ever been in here. Once you come up inside, jump up on the rocks, and it should be right up here. So once you have that one, come back down. You're actually not too far from the next one. You're on the right side of the map, so you may as well use it since you're over here. Come back outside, and what we're going to do is go into basically this entire cavern that's to my left. We're going to go into it, but the entrance is all the way wrapped around here. So easy way to get to it, just come right around, and then when you see this little landing pad, you're going to turn around from it, and here's the cave entrance. Run down in here real quick, and a couple of these little bone sets here. Looks like, honestly, a carcass. Might have some enemies in here, so might have to kill a couple things real quick. Good to have a sword, honestly. Kill stuff rather fast. Gotta love that thing. Okay. So, number 3, if you come back here behind this little skeleton from the entrance door, again, in case you guys got disoriented, right here, just walk in. The skeleton almost guides you straight to it, and it should be right on top of this little rock. Right up here should be number 3. So that's all 3 for the Rupture. All right, so now we're in Lost Oasis. Now, the first one, when you come into Lost Oasis, if you literally just turn around, come right back here, fall underneath, and it's going to be tucked right here on this rock. First one's pretty easy. Alright, so the second one in Lost Oasis is going to be over here. Sometimes they'll have the public event, but if you travel over here to the right, I had to drive through the public event the first time I got it. And what you're going to want to do is go past that cave opening, come up here to this little rock structure. You're going to see all these roots coming out of basically the side of the wall. Jump up here, up over this one, and then once you get to this little ledge up here, you should find it right over here in the grass. right down there. Alright, so the final calcified fragment, or calcified light, whatever you want to call them, in Lost Oasis is going to be to the left. Jump on your sparrow, it's a bit of a hike. We're going to follow this path all the way up here like we're almost headed to the other zone. Going to go past that big tree on the left. Up the hill, you'll kind of see that glowing light over here on the right, and you're actually going to turn left and head up in here. Now as you head up in here, you'll see another tree that looks like it's glowing red. Basically, there's a little light in it. So if you head behind the tree, you'll see this little rock. And right behind it, there's this little kind of single bush, and it should be sitting right down here in the ground. So not too hard to find, right down here on the ground. That is it for the Lost Oasis. Alright, Guardians, so now we are in Giant Scar, and there's actually 4. We're going to do one big circle to find them all. You can go either way you want, but I'm going to do a circle to the left. So jump on your sparrow, head straight forward, and we're going to do a quick left over here. And the first one, might have to kill a few enemies on the way, sorry about that. And what we're looking for is this little kind of crane control structure, or drill. So right up here on top is number 1. From here, we're going to head straight back into the Xur Cave. Through the cave to the left, so past the boxes over here on the left-hand side. And where you can see it almost looks like sand to go to rock should be sitting right here. Once you've got that one, turn back around, jump on the sparrow. We're going to go across the way, under the bridge, just for a point of reference. So you kind of come up the ramp, and then it should be sitting right up here on the rocks in the back. So right up here, should be able to find that one. Of course, I've got enemies trying to kill me while I explain in a video. Thanks, guys. Excuse me, I've got content to make. Appreciate you. Alright, so from number 3, as I said, right back here. So if you're looking, you've got the far drill arm over there, got Xur Cave, and then this kind of drill arm over here, this little ledge behind it. And then number 4, we're actually going to go all the way shooting across here, head into this little tunnel, and we're just going to keep going straight all the way up to the 2nd floor. Got an enemy up here, and the 4th one should be sitting right up here behind this little pillar. So on this kind of a little busted off piece, should be sitting right there. That is everything for Io, so now let's go to Titan. Alright, so now we are on Titan. First one we're going to be doing is Siren's Watch. So when you land, you've got 2. One is actually right almost next to where Sloane is standing. So if you come, there's Sloane, walk past her down into this next little office, around the corner, and it should be tucked right over here. So that's the first one. Then, if you come back out, figure I'd start at the top and work your way down. What you're going to do is jump off kind of your landing zone, right down here between the 2 buildings. Make a quick U-turn. Gonna have a few enemies waiting for you in here, but not too many. A couple more should be chilling. And it's gonna be right down here next to these 2 computer terminals. Right down here in the rocks. Alright, so now we're gonna do the rig. We've got 3 over on this location. So from the starting location, run straight forward, slight catty corner to the right, and we're going to drop down this little mini ledge, following this pipe around this corner. It's going to be tucked over here on the ground, should be sitting right down there. Once you got that one, second one, you can just continue forward over here to the right. We're going to make a big old loop-de-loop. Stand on the outer track right now. We're heading actually back over there, so it's going to be a little bit of a jaunt to get over there, so couple enemies can be floating underneath. Don't mind those. Just keep running. All the way over what looks like this big old 8 AC unit. You're going to see what looks like this little tiny boombox or something down here. Should be sitting right in between them. That should be number 2. And then if you come back this direction, we're going to do a quick U-turn and head back into this little hive area. Might have to kill a few more enemies. Walk in right in here. Probably going to have a few stragglers over here. Try and make this quick and speedy. Usually a knight down here possibly as well, so swords do wonders if you got one. Really? How many y'all are there? Okay. So now that they're cleared, just for point of reference again, entering the door that I was just in before the enemy showed up, turn to your right, hop straight down this ledge, and then follow these terminals all the way over here to the left. Should be sitting right over here on the ground, tucked by these little computer terminals. So that is everything for Titan. Now let's go knock out Mars. All right, now that we've made it to Mars, we're going to start in the Glacial Drift. So from the landing zone, we're going to go to the right, and we're actually going to go up on that bridge. Easiest way I know to get there, jump on the Sparrow, make this little snake train, and this kind of train car that's parked right here, jump up inside, and the first crystal should be right down in there. From here, you're going to continue through the train car towards that public event side over there. I'm going to drive past all of that, hopefully not dying if I can help it, because there's probably a lot of things that want to shoot my Sparrow here. Once you get past where you'd have the public event in this doorway, you're going to make a quick U-turn, jump up on this elevator looking thing, and it should be sitting right up here. So that is everything for the Glacial Drift. Now we're going a little farther north. All right, so we traveled up north to the Braytech Futurescape, and we've got 3 up here. I'm going to go from west to east. So the first one is close to the core terminus lost sector, so jump on your Sparrow, head over here, try not to kick off escalation protocol to tick everything off. Usually always going to have a couple enemies in here, so likely going to have to kill them. And it's going to be tucked right around this corner, so the big green pillar with the lost sector icon on it should be sitting right down there. When you come back out, would be best to come back out the most efficient path. Right here, jump on your Sparrow, and we're going to go check out what Anna Bray is up to in here. So head into where Anna Bray is, but you're not going to go all the way up to her platform. What we're going to do is jump up just kind of 1.5 levels to where you see this big giant sign. Turn to your right. It's tucked right over here between these 2 little pieces of kind of broken rock debris right down in there. And then if you come back outside, we're going to go to the far corner over here to the left, and it's going to be in that tall little cylinder. So past where this public event is at, don't mind all the craziness that's going to be going on around me. It's not happening. I'm totally just explaining a video in the calm of nothing here on Mars. Final one should be sitting right up here. So that is everything from Mars. One more planet to go. Let's head to Mercury. Oh, by the way, that thing's just a little terrifying. I love how these things look, but they're definitely ominous. Alright, Guardians, another awesome looking skybox with the pyramid ships there, and before you even leave this kind of upper deck of the lighthouse, just do a quick turnaround and come right down here behind these blocks. Number 1 should be right down there. Hop up on this block, and we're going to follow around the back side here. Second one should be sitting right up here in this region. It's probably pretty close if I'm not perfectly exact. And continue to follow this little curve around. Still staying up top, may as well make the most of it. Once you get right about down to this region, we're going to fall down. And tucked right behind this little broken stone, third one should be right there. Alright, so the next one, if you turn out towards the portal, you'll look out this direction and you'll see this kind of final tree out here. So just hop off the ledge. I think I just pissed off a Minotaur and a couple other things. So I'm going to kill those real fast just to make sure I'm not being killed while I'm talking to you. But anyway, so from the little ledge we jumped off down, farthest tree out here over to the right should be tucked right over here in this little kind of nook right down here. Alright, so the final one, if you follow this big outer path without, you know, ruining your Sparrow, which happens to me all the time, continue to drive around, try not to get smashed by Shield Man. And you're headed almost up to the portal, but not quite going to go in it. So just for point of reference, if you guys need one, we're up here by the portal. We're going to head slightly off to the right over this little kind of half a sand dune. And right over this little ledge, you'll see this little bump right here. Should be tucked right down here. And that is all 25 calcified fragments. And just to give you guys a good view in case you haven't seen it, just because it's the only way to get it unobstructed, the pyramid ships look awesome, and this is what they're actually doing for kind of world building and storytelling. We're losing these 4 planets that we're roaming around on right now, and I think it seems to be pretty obvious as to why, because the pyramid ships seem to have arrived. So if you ever wanted a good view of one, come back here behind the big portal, take a look out there. That's kind of a hell of a skybox. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, share it with friends who may need it. Drop a like below if you guys do want to help support me. That's always a nice way to do it. Leave a comment if you guys have any thoughts about everything going on. Honestly, it's really cool to see all the world building stuff they've got going on. You guys can find me on Twitch and Twitter. It's Ebontis on both. And then right here on YouTube, if you haven't subbed yet, hit the subscription button and then hit that alert bell too. That'll keep my new videos for Season of Arrivals and everything else that's coming. And of course, Beyond Light in the Fall coming to you. Thank you very much. Have an awesome one, and I'll see you soon.